And shaboop, we are live. All right, we are live. We are back. We are kicking. Olive is dead. Everybody, okay. Spoilers for anybody that missed the last episode.
Rip.
How are we all doing? We all excited? Weeping.
God damn it.
Weeping. Also, hello, Gert Go and Cue the Music and Red Samurai. I really do appreciate you guys coming by.
Gert Go is Darby.
Yeah, no, I know. I just want to say the names, you know, because you can see them in chat right there. We appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out. Samurai, if you got to go to bed, dude, go to bed. Do not want to be the reason why your brain is not doing well. So go ahead and go to bed if you need to. Gab, how we sound?
Maybe stay until Kate's alive.
We sound good? Okay, absolutely excellent. All right, so is there anything else we want to go over before we hop right in and find out what the hell happened to Olive?
What the hell?
What the hell?
Damn it.
Go Argentina, by the way.
They won!
Yeah.
They won!
Yeah.
And Spain.
And Spain!
Okay, so, yes. Okay, excellent. Anything else?
Ole! That's all.
Okay. Ole, ole,
Ole,
ole.
ole, ole, ole.
Well, to be fair, there's been a lot that's happened this weekend, but we don't got to.
We're not going into it.
We're not going to linger on
Not
that.
on this stream.
We're not going to linger on that.
When we have rulebook revolution, we'll go into politics. So, yeah.
For now, it's just pizza.
But now it's just pizza and D&D. Okay, so with that,
It's all love now.
We were
It's
at
all
hop-
love now.
Also, Darby is not here for anybody that is wondering because Cowrie is gone. To where? Who knows? But tune in later this week, I believe on
Thursday,
for Misadventures Cowrie Part 1 to find out where in the world Cowrie Shadrack is. So get excited for that.
Where in the world is Cowrie Shadrack?
Rip.
I've been listening to a lot of action music, a lot of Furiosa stuff. It's going to be an intense 2-hour experience, so get ready for that. But anything else before we hop in?
Oh.
Nah.
No, and no. Then, as always, a deep and cleansing breath before we begin. We all want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes. Then, please join me. And everything after the breath is canon. So, a quick recap for everybody, because I did have the time to write one. Woo! A heist with highs and lows. Largely successful, MOCH was able to free Fred from his forced servitude and rob the Feast Temple vaults for 18,000 gold. All without even being detected throughout incredible feats of charisma and speed. However, it didn't go off without a hitch. Kenneth Ward successfully abducted Cowrie Shadrack and seems to be taking them to the underhand with the goal of delivering the loot of Tholthod Atur I, a godly weapon, to Cinta Pleasure, who has made his way into slaver territory since the Battle of the Bards. But with a bittersweet celebration, our crew shared wine, discussed their plans going forward, and set their sights on Gangplank Crossing, with the intention of getting the Exterminator outfitted and upgraded and ready for the underhand. And in addition to all of this, Ongo Edge had asked our lovable pirates to select one person to talk, with Olive very bravely volunteering herself. Ongo disappeared, and only a few minutes later, Olivine Terraborg passed away in her sleep. So, with that recap out of the way, are we all ready to figure out what exactly happened to Olive?
You're sick. You're fucked in the head. You're sick.
Bro, I'm literally dead.
You.
We all ready?
I'm alive.
Okay. Darby, Red Samurai, anybody else in Twitch chat right now?
Cats and Dove.
And Cass, strap in. Get ready. It's gonna be a lot.
Click.
I'm gonna change the music up real quick.
Oh, no.
Make sure your airbags are on.
Gab, sound check me. We good?
Oh, Jesus. You're putting me on the spot.
Oh,
my
Jesus.
God.
Oh, my God.
Sweat
Okay, how we
dripping
sound?
down.
Sound good.
Ooh.
Olive, from your
Yeah?
perspective, you sat there alone on the deck of the Exterminator. Glass of wine in your hand, the cooling nighttime sea breeze in your hair, and all of a sudden, it was as if you became incredibly tired. Like you just needed to rest your eyes for a few minutes, and then you'd be right as rain. But just as quickly as you set your head down on the makeshift barrel table where you and your compatriots shared a glass of wine, you're awoken by a and a harsh light on your face. Your head now resting on a sheet of expertly sanded blackwood as opposed to the rough barrel you were resting on before. Give me a quick history check to see if you can figure out what's making this light. It's white and it hurts your eyes as you kind of like, again, you're not hungover, you're not tired in any way, but as you open your eyes up, it burns into your corneas.
16.
A 16. Again, it's the sound, it's the burning artificial light. You realize that this is an incandescent light bulb. It's a new technology, a rare technology, and nothing that you'd find on the Exterminator. What do you do?
What did you say the chair was made of?
So you're unaware of the chair that you're sitting in, but your head is now resting on like an expertly like sanded like black wood.
Oh, and I'm sitting, or am I on my back?
You are sitting in the same position where you like went to sleep in, but as you kind of like get up, you have this like light shine in your face.
I'll move away from the light because I don't like that in my face.
Okay, you pick up your head, you kind of like push yourself like away from it, trying to like get away by a little bit. And do you want me to give you a description of your environment?
Please.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the environment and then move on to the people. If you have any questions or any checks you want to make, let me know, interrupt me, and we can do them, okay?
Okay, people plural?
Taking quick stock of your surroundings, starting with you and moving outward. You're dressed in the same clothing that you wore during the heist, and you're sitting in a gray chair with black leather padding. It's comfortable, if not a bit formal, okay?
Okay.
You're sitting on the front end of a thick, valuable blackwood desk. Sitting on top of the desk, there's a gray leather desk pad, and on top of the desk pad, there's an open notebook, a capped fountain pen, and a bright, shining black lamp with the bulb pointed at you. But drawing your attention among all of those things, neatly organized as they may be, is what's sitting directly in front of you. A single hourglass filled to the brim with navy blue and green sea rocks, and the hourglass is on its side. Okay?
Okay. Am I on the side with the notebook or the other side?
Nope. So imagine like you walked in like a job interview and you're sitting at like the front end of a desk basically. So the leather pad, the notebook, all of those are towards the opposite side that you're sitting on. All right?
Can I try to get a glance at the notebook and like what's inside?
Give me a perception check. Yeah.
Seven.
A 7, you're able to see that it's some kind of ledger in the way where it seems like there are names written in, some crossed off, some not crossed. Oh, and Jason's here. Hello, Jason.
Jason.
And also we all need to hydrate.
Oh, shit.
Somebody found the channel points.
The blanket tokens.
Please stop hitting the hydrate. We're gonna dry drown.
I'm gonna piss myself. Okay.
Vamos.
Turn that into a stream button.
But other than just to piss yourself, on the but besides like seeing like names or like maybe like items of some kind like crossed out and some not crossed out, you can't really get anything more than that. Okay.
Ledger with things crossed out.
Ledger with words like they look like names maybe with a 7, but you can't really get more than that.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Behind the desk, so there's like the front of the desk where like you sit. Behind that, you're able to see a wall. And in the center of the wall, there's a small pendulum-driven grandfather clock hanging kind of like maybe 7 feet in the air, okay? Size of a cuckoo clock with the constant ticking of the seconds as regular as a metronome. And then underneath the clock, at about waist height if you were standing, there is a cutout in the wall with about a dozen hourglasses, all probably having about 5 to 10 minutes of sand left in them before the sand empties from the top section into the bottom. Do you have any other questions going forward?
So wall, grandfather clock, hourglasses.
Yep.
Can I get a sense of, is there just sand in the hourglass, or is there anything different?
Just regular sand. Nothing different about them.
And they're placed normally, like the sand is running?
Yes, they're placed normally. Sand is running, normal hourglasses.
You said there are a dozen?
Yeah, about a dozen of them.
Can I make any kind of check to see like what this is about?
Yeah, you can give me an Arcana check or a religion check.
I'll give you Arcana.
And what are you trying to gain from this check?
Just based off of, because we've seen the hourglasses on Ongo's.
Yes, you have.
Wrist. Whatever.
Yeah, gauntlet. Yeah.
Gauntlet. Thank you. And so I want to see if this is anything similar, or if this is just a way of keeping time.
What'd you get for your check?
12.
A 12? Well, I will say that you're able to notice that the hourglass sitting in front of you, which you guys have basically labeled as Olive's hourglass, looks different because there isn't any room for these rocks to move back and forth. Olive's hourglass and all of yours don't have sand in them, and they don't operate like regular hourglasses. But besides that, you can't really parcel out what exactly that meaning is.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
So sorry. The hourglasses behind the desk don't look like normal hourglasses, or are normal?
So those are normal. The only one that is not normal is the one that's in front of you on its side.
Ongo's not normal. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
As you kind of move, again, this is maybe first 10 seconds of you kind of picking your head up and kind of moving away. You're able to hear a as a hand reaches out and turns the lamp so the bulb is no longer shining in your face, revealing the figure sitting on the opposite end of the desk, the business end of the desk. You're able to see a thin, humanoid man in a proper three-piece suit. Gray jacket, gray vest, white business shirt, and a thick black ascot tie. His sleeves are immaculate, his nails are well manicured, there is not a speck of imperfection anywhere on him. Go ahead and give me an insight check very quickly. He is clean-shaven with a thin mouth, a thin nose, and a clean, reflective, almost like a mirror, circular spectacles covering his eyes, with a black bowler hat covering the top of his head, so you cannot see any of his hair. What'd you get? You got a nat 1? Mm-hmm. Moving on.
Then I'll flip my coin. I'll flip my coin then. I'll flip my coin.
He hates you.
Oh my god!
Second nat 1?
Yeah.
Does that mean you get to flip your coin back?
Yeah,
but I can't flip it again.
You know what? With 2 nat 1s, give me a quick wild magic roll.
Okay. 36.
36, give me 1 second to pull this up real fast.
Does this clear me of my cache of wild magic, or no? Do I keep it as before?
This is just something that happens.
Okay.
You focus so hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Get rid of this.
Olive, you lose the ability to smell for 1 hour.
Oh god, I have COVID.
Yeah.
God damn it.
As a old water genasi woman comes up from behind you, and pinches your nose very fast and goes, what the fuck's gonna be her voice? Hold on. Well, you can see, darling, this place, it stinks. It stinks horribly. Do you have any idea what it could stink of?
No.
It stinks of death. And you're able to watch as this figure, sitting at the business end of the desk, writing in his ledger, moves his hand up and shushes his hand twice like this, like in a go away gesture, and you're able to watch as this water genasi woman disappears into sand. And then continues writing. As this figure then goes, straightens his vest, straightens his jacket, kind of puffs out his sleeves, he then sits up straight to look at you. And right before he begins to talk, you feel a shadow on your back. like someone is standing directly behind you.
Does it feel like an Ongo shadow?
It feels like an Ongo shadow. As you know that Ongo right behind you, black cowboy outfit, black all over, a green half orc skin, long white hair, with a little purple flower crown on the top of his hat, is currently standing directly behind you.
How long can I not smell for?
And 1 hour.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I know Ongo's there. I won't acknowledge him for now.
Got it. Do you speak, or does this figure behind the desk speak?
He'll speak.
He'll speak?
First. Yeah.
You're able to hear, as he looks to you, fixes his spectacles. Thank you for being willing to meet on such short notice. Before we begin, is there anything that would make you more comfortable? A glass of water, a bowl of cashews, perhaps your crew alongside you?
Depends where I am.
He looks at himself really quickly and goes... he leans forward, he crosses his fingers on the desk and says, let's put it like this. Ongo has brought you to the accountant's office.
That would make sense. I was told the rules for only one of us could talk.
That looks over to Ongo. Ongo from behind you, he steps out and goes behind the desk. As you watch as this like man in black kind of like turns his head up, and Ongo goes over and whispers something in this guy's ear. As he goes, I am not sure why Ongo believed that your chaotic natures would be too much for me to handle. But I can assure you, if it would aid in your comfortability, I would have no problem bringing your fellow crewmates here.
That's all right. I don't think they would take too kindly to you.
Most do not. Most fear meeting me or meeting Ongo.
Can he talk here?
Looks over at Ongo. Ongo can talk anywhere. He simply is not talkative.
So he didn't care to tell me who I'd be talking to?
Ongo has many skills. Communication is not one of them.
Interesting that you would contract him then.
My label for him is a fixer. A person who corrects things that I am not able to handle personally. Which is why I have brought you here. Starting off, or how I intended to start this conversation, was by letting you know that my intentions are to enter into a mutually beneficial business agreement. First and foremost, has my or Ongo's conduct made you unwilling to consider such a proposition?
What proposition? Him watching us?
Ongo's conduct upon observing you, my conduct in bringing you here, our conversation so far. Things of that nature.
He's been a bit of a nuisance, but not of the... He's done nothing to cause problems because he can't, because we're the only ones who can see him.
Ongo has seemingly taken a liking to all of you, your behavior being interesting, as he still wears the adornment that your friend Charlotte, her Hurricane Withers, bestowed upon him. And you're able to see Ongo kind of like hang his head a little bit with the flower crown still around his hat.
Not surprising. What did you want to talk about?
Well, before we begin, would you have any questions for me?
You are the accountant, yes?
Yes, I am.
You mentioned to Kaori that you have a distaste for people touching your things. What did we touch?
The accountant, he stands up from his chair, he fixes his sleeves and goes, "Please walk with me. I'd be happy to explain."
All right.
Ongo, if you would, the hourglass, please. Ongo walks over to the hourglass that is on its side. He picks it up and he attaches it back to his gauntlet.
Is Kaori's hourglass on his gauntlet?
Kaori's hourglass is no longer on his gauntlet. No.
Okay. I follow the accountant.
Stepping out of so like this like office space is very plain. It's like it's all black wood and like gray adornments. There's not a lot of decorations here. And there's like a single door at the rear space of this office where Ongo walks up to it. He opens and holds the door as the accountant just very like thinly, very stiffly walks out. Do you follow?
Yes.
Walks out of the room, and what you're able to see is an adjoining room that is impossible. And I mean that in the way that the architecture of this room simply cannot exist in the material plane. The ceilings are so high that they're not visible. They just disappear into blackness where light does not touch them. The walls are not visible, stretching out so far that they cannot be gazed, but perhaps they crest over the horizon. You really have no idea. And it looks as though this room extends outward forever. Every 10 paces or so within this infinite room, you're able to see stone columns, maybe 10 feet in diameter, with notches carved into them. In each of these notches, there are hourglasses. Almost all of these hourglasses have sand flowing through them regularly. And some have a lot remaining, some have a little remaining, but you're able to notice in one in particular, like which is one of the columns that you just kind of put your eyes on, as the last grain of sand leaves the top and enters into the sand pile at the bottom, you're able to watch as the same man that you were just talking to, again, so you're walking behind the accountant right now, and you're able to see at this column, there's another identical accountant with a notebook that walks over to this hourglass. He looks at the hourglass, looks down, and he scribbles something in his notebook, and then removes the hourglass from the column before putting another one in its place. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And around this room, again, every 10 paces, these like insanely huge columns with all of these innumerable amounts of hourglasses, you're able to see dozens of accountants keeping track of all of these columns. And just give me a quick... so actually, as the accountant just walks out, he's going to just kind of explain a little bit about what's going on here. Mm-hmm. As the accountant starts off with some pretty big information, as he says, "Some refer to me as a god of death. That is not entirely accurate, as I do not have any control over fate or the afterlife people are destined for. Rather, I fill a very niche subsection, for I am a god of the end of life, tasked with recording and cataloging when the mortal shells of souls expire and usher their souls past the veil. They then enter into the ambient energy of the astral plane, where the variety of gods and godly essences can guide them into their domains. Some may see the term middleman as an insult, but I see it as a badge of strength. Without ships, islands would think the world ended at the horizon.
Is Ongo your follower?
In a sense, yes. Olive, Ongo is my herald, my fixer, my boots on the ground, if you would. Now, Ongo's story can be extremely long, and I am assuming that we do not have much time here together before I must return you to your crew. But Ongo works as a way of correcting potential mistakes, but I do not want to get ahead of myself. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
You haven't answered my original question of what it is of your property we've taken or touched.
Give me one second. As you're walking past a column, you're able to watch as, like, one of the hourglasses, the last grain of sand moves from the top into the bottom, and the accountant walks up about to, like, catalog this, like, running out of time into his notebook. And you're where is it? I just want to make sure I get this exactly right for you. You are okay. One second. Hold on. You're able to watch as the sand begins falling upward against gravity, one grain at a time, seemingly defying this ending. And you're able to see this, like, rogue, this, like, accountant, his lips purse. He takes his notebook, he scribbles something out, makes an addendum, and then leaves the hourglass on the column. Give me a quick insight check just generally to see if you can figure out the vibe of what's going on here.
14.
A 14. With a 14, you would imagine that... Okay, so what do you think's happening right now? What do you think's being represented to you?
I mean, it's clicked in Olive's mind that if this guy is a god in charge of death, then she is in some kind of afterlife or waiting room, as it were. And so she's trying to keep that panic down. But do I see that hourglass with the sand going up?
Yes, you do.
She is curious about that. And also curious that if Ongo holds our hourglasses, if he has the ability to take us out, you know, if our lives are in his hands.
Okay. The accountant takes you up to this hourglass that is now falling in the opposite direction. The sand's falling in the opposite direction. Takes you up to it and goes, points to it and goes, either a revivify spell, or perhaps necromancy, the disgusting practice. The accountant takes the hourglass off of the column, and then hands it over to Ongo, and Ongo goes, straps it onto his gauntlet, and then Ongo disappears from in front of you guys.
Where is he going?
To investigate. If it is simply a revivify, channeling powers from the ambient godly energy of this world, then there shall be no issue. If it is an act of necromancy, corrective action will be taken.
Is he investigating like how he's investigating us?
In a sense, yes. Although your circumstance is far more interesting. Ongo returns, looks over to the accountant, takes off the hourglass and goes and puts the hourglass back, and the hourglass continues flowing upwards.
I don't speak in grunts. What does he mean?
As you can see, this reversing of time, this gaining of time, was legitimate, and they shall be allowed to continue. A relatively simple case. Very unlike yours.
Who was it?
Looks at his notebook very quickly. I'm just gonna make a quick D20 roll. A man by the name of Jasper Torrance. Are you aware of that name?
Torrance?
Torrance, yes.
No, I'm not familiar.
And you realize that with all of the hourglasses everywhere, people only can only remember like 300 people at a time. Like this is like these are innumerable amounts of people with constantly moving stuff. You're able to see one hourglass. The sand immediately turns black in a second, and almost like calcifies and stops moving, and just basically almost like black glass is stuck within the hourglass. To which Ongo goes, he walks over. Grabs the hourglass, puts it on his gauntlet, and disappears. And then a minute or two later, Ongo reappears and goes and smashes the hourglass on the floor before the glass becomes sand.
What was in that hourglass?
Like a black, like almost like glass, like the sand became like a solidified mud in a way, like a black sludge.
It's not the same that Mud's hourglass has, right?
No, different color.
Okay.
Yes. The accountant goes, necromancy is in direct defiance to my operation. Calling on death to prolong life is an Ouroboros that will lead to corruption and destruction. I thought Ongo's operation in the fist would have been education enough, but my embarrassing ignorance to the miracle situation in Horcry forced me to take a more active role in affairs.
What was his operation in the fist?
The accountant turns to walk you back to the office, having shown you this operation, and goes, the fist until maybe 80 years ago operated on a disgusting, widespread practice of necromancy. The slaves of the fist would die and then be brought back by a wide spread of necromancers serving multiple gods. Miracle, I'm trying to remember their names. So many of them, all of them doing the same thing, very unoriginally. However, Ongo, slowly but surely, made his way through the fist, and freed those returned by necromancy, and personally slayed the necromancers with his own 2 hands. Roughly 3,000 slaves were slain, and countless other necromancers, along with their students.
How long ago was this?
70, 80 years ago.
How did you find each other?
Ongo, a half-orc man, has an interesting position. His soul being part human and part orc, he has a certain orcish resilience to him. However, his human soul may not share the same constitution. He was fighting for the entertainment of Queen Cleva back when the Hidden Gem fighting pits were open, and upon being slain, his orcish resilience allowed him to return. But in that way, very rarely, in a way that I never expected, He came. He came to me. He appeared, and I offered him a choice. Him being stuck between the stages of life and death. The perfect middleman. I offered him a choice. Return to the material plane and continue his life as a gladiatorial fighter. Perhaps making no impact on the world outside of those he fells with his blade. Or come and work for me. Being able to pass between the stages of life and death, living in some kind of limbo, if you will. Being able to exact justice as a vengeful sheriff for death.
And you've been happy ever since?
Content until, well, several months to several years ago. It's been staggering out. You guys return to the office, and the accountant sits back down and says, "Water, cashews. Still satisfied?"
I'm all right. Thank you.
I'll live to be plain with you to now answer your question, as to not pile it on too quickly. Each one of the 4 of your crew has died. I was put in a position to catalog your names and remove your hourglasses from the wall, but some of my co-workers reached out and slapped the pen from my hands. And either you cannot remember it happening, or do not understand that it happened at all. Given you all responded to Ongo in such a friendly way, and have acted with such caution given to safety, even with him present, Ongo became confused. Usually, such grandiose actions being taken to prevent my or Ongo's interference is purposeful, is malicious, especially to find several joined together. But Ongo has taken a liking to you, and believes you are not a growing threat to my operation or any others. And he believes you may be useful to resolve some problems that we have been unable to resolve for many years now.
How did we all die?
Cracks open his book, looks through. Do you want like the specific like medical terminology, or do you want like just like the grandiose kind of like more arcana kind of stuff?
No, the more if there's a practical explanation, she wants that.
Exactly how they died. Okay, no problem. Looks at the notebook and says, and not going into all of the names, he goes, Olivine Terraborg, overdose on celestial energy. Cowrie Shadrach, overdose of celestial energy. Charlotte Withers, suicide. Mud, shotgun blast to the chest. Closes the notebook.
Charlotte Withers killed herself?
Kind of stares to Ongo's wrist where the foggy, like the black fog with the energy inside the hourglass on his gauntlet, and goes, unsuccessfully. Or perhaps she did succeed, but one of my co-workers deemed it not so.
Your co-workers, you mean yourself? The copies of yourself?
Other gods. Those with their powers still fractured must have reached out. I have my own theories as to which ones are associated, but in your travels, from what Ongo has learned, it seems that you all have a pretty good grasp on that already.
Yes, it appears we do. And you just let your coworkers tell you what to do?
Trust me when I say I deeply dislike when others touch my things. But sadly, my power cannot overwrite theirs, which is why Ongo has been useful for so many years. In cases like this, he has been able to step into the material plane and meet them in personal combat. Of course, although I cannot directly intervene, it is difficult for your soul to remain in your body when your body is turned to sand.
Ah. Does a name, Lawman, come to mind?
Looks through his notes very quickly and goes, Gazom the Wicked. Yes.
Do you work with him?
Of course not. No. However, his soul was sent to the sixth circle of hell upon his passing.
So it's just a coincidence that he works in sand and Ongo does as well? Or you do?
Kind of looks to Ongo, looks back to you and goes, Sand does exist in other places than within hourglasses.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Forgive me if the only connotation with things turning into sand has been negative.
Honestly understandable, and I apologize if any of my information has caused narrative crossover with previous information that you've obtained.
No, it's all right. Now that that's settled, what... So we didn't touch your things, your coworkers did.
I don't believe I ever insinuated that you all touched my things.
Then what do you need us for?
A small little drawer opens on his desk. And he pulls out 3 separate things. And he pulls out 2 hourglasses and 1 shattered hourglass. He looks to you and he says, There are 3 individuals whose abilities, powers, or purposes have navigated around both my influence and Ongo's. He points to the first hourglass, the hourglass filled to the brim with blood and glitter. There are cracks forming at the glass like it's about to explode. But you're able to see pulsing energy of the glitter being that of like crimson light, white light, black light, green light, yellow light. And it's like, again, it's like swelled on the outside. It's a gross bomb full of blood as the accountant points and says, The All-God Cleric. Points to the second one, and you're able to see that this hourglass, the sand has calcified into bone and is encased in a cage of lightning with small black shadows trailing around it, getting ready to almost like strike out at anybody that tries to touch it in the wrong moment. Points to the second hourglass and says, Captain Imdago. And then points to the third hourglass, that's like shattered like glass, like just pieces everywhere. And the weird thing about this like shattered glass hourglass is that the sand in like a singular like grain format, like ants marching to and from their colony, are moving from piece of glass to piece of glass to piece of glass, like making like almost like a circuit, and says, and Dr. Mabel Redwood. 3 targets, 3 individuals who've defied my operation and are outside of Ongo's reach. Again, his powers have no effect on them, and I am unable to affect their hourglasses. But you all with your power, I believe that you and your crew may be the solution I've been looking for.
How's that?
Ongo willingly entered into a contract with me, and I must remain on this side of the veil. But you all were hand-picked by deities for a larger purpose, that purpose perhaps still to be understood. But given you are not malicious, given you are not trying to harm anyone, not trying to dominate the world in any specific way, and have not acted in a way that Ongo disapproves of, we believe you may be able to even the scales, eliminate these targets, and correct what is incorrect in the ledgers. To clarify for those watching, they are not gods. Do not fear. But with this understanding, either they were selected by gods themselves, or channel such power that it is impossible to know the difference.
I'm familiar with each of these targets, yes, but Captain Imdago is a story. I've only recently heard of the All God Cleric as of late, and Dr. Mabel Redwood, Dr. Mist Rince, Dr. Mori Rack. They've been haunting our journey ever since we all met.
Olive, give me an investigation check with advantage.
There we
He
go.
remembers the lore.
Yep.
Investigation?
Yep.
That is a dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, as you say each of those names, you say Dr. Like Margarine Romes in the well.
Mm-hmm.
You have Mist Rince, you have Maury Rack, you have Mabel Redwood. With each of those names, your eyes jump to a different piece of glass. And you realize that, again, the accountant perhaps doesn't fully know how these people were able, because again, they don't know if these guys have the power of gods, if they're channeling godly powers, if they are gods, like demigods, shit like that. You get the sense with this one, the reason that the accountant can't affect Mabel Redwood's hourglass is because of all of these different names, all these different pieces of the hourglass.
Quite a sticky situation you found yourself in.
Indeed. One that has annoyed me, annoyed my ballpoint pen, annoyed my ledger, annoyed all of my faithful servants outside, and annoyed Ongo for many, many years. However, with such a difficult task, it would be unorthodox to not offer some kind of reward for their passing.
Before, yes, most appreciated. Which the deities that allowed these three to operate outside your dealings, are these any of your coworkers? Do you know which deities they belong to?
Looking at the three right before him, kind of like checks. I'm gonna do a history check for a god real quick. We're gonna see what he comes up with.
Come on, accountant.
We're gonna say this has to be a 17 or higher because this is pretty classified information.
Can I give him the help action?
Yep, no problem. 17!
Hey!
Looks and says, he closes his eyes, he kind of like takes off his glasses, like rubs his eyes really quickly, puts his glasses back on, and says, using my ability to gaze past the veil, I can get you information on one of them. Choose, and I will supply.
MR PhD.
Looks through his notebook very quickly. You see a little like vein bulge out on his forehead as he looks down and says, There is no god they are sworn to. Rather, it seems their soul has been diversified. That there is no way to claim one without having to simultaneously claim all. As if her soul is occupying several forms at once. And closes the book.
Well, that seems unfair. Can I pick another one?
Sure, bud. Which one do you want? Actually, no, give me a persuasion check. Fuck you.
No! Damn, I almost got it. I almost got away with it. One moment. Flipping my coin. Jesus Christ. 11.
You want me to do your job for you? They just exist, you gotta kill them. What's more complicated than that?
I would like to have some more information before, so I know what I'm going up against.
Then
Is that such an ask?
I shall add on an addition to the rewards I was going to offer before. For each one you kill, I shall give you information on the remaining targets. It is taxing to peer past the veil.
Of course, how selfish of me.
I apologize for my outburst. I want to maintain a professional relationship.
No, You were the first god I've spoken to. I would like to keep this professional as well.
He looks at his notebooks and goes, well, that's untrue, but no matter.
Sorry?
Moving on.
Excuse me?
The rewards I wish to offer you for completion of your... Are you going to interrupt me while I'm trying to lay out the quest information?
I am. I'm keeping nothing from you. What other gods have I spoken to?
Give me a persuasion check. As the accountant looks to Ongo and goes, they are as talkative as you described. Ongo goes,
15.
With a 15, if you make a compelling enough argument, I'll let as he goes. Understand that if I peer into the veil, others can peer back and perhaps influence things on this end. So I'm going to need better justification than simply open and honest communication.
Well, you've been... Up until this point, you've been very helpful with showing me around your office, your operation, answering my questions. Since I'm sure there are things you don't know, if you tell me the name of this deity, I will answer a question of your choosing. Something to help your archives, perhaps.
Cracks open his nose and goes, an agreement then. Puts out his hand to shake your hand.
Insight check.
Okay.
Am I signing a deal with the devil?
Hi, Shy Olive, it's me.
Jesus Christ, 6.
This dude is impossible to read.
Fuck it.
He shakes your hand. He then looks back, looks into his notebook and goes, on your 18th... no, I apologize. That is incorrect. Scribble. Me trying to get all my lore correct from the 2 years we've been running this game. Looks and says, fuck it. It was several years after your 18th birthday. A difficult evening, the day of your death. You spoke to Umberly personally, although she may have taken a different form and not revealed herself to you.
I see.
And now I get to ask you a question, correct?
Yes?
Looks into his notebook. What is Mud's real name? I am unable to find it in any of my records.
You'll have to pick a different question. I'm afraid I'm not privy to that information. He's only gone by Mud. A codename he has is Jonathan. I don't know if there's anything there.
He circles Mud's name a few times in his book and goes, "No, that is information enough. I had a feeling that upon touching my things, that some of my coworkers may have stepped through and altered my records. I am aware of a few culprits that would be as spiteful as to do that, but I will investigate further."
I apologize that I could not be more helpful.
The information was valuable. Thank you. But now for our primary agreement, if you wish to take it. For the first name, for the first kill, for the first hourglass shattered, Ongo will stop observing you if you choose. He will no longer police your actions, and therefore you can act in whatever way you choose, with whoever you choose, without retribution from him or from me. For the second, if you would wish for it, Ongo would become an ally, no longer a passive observer, but will rather assist you in dangerous situations. But be warned, he is not able to reverse the effects of death, merely balance the scales. And for the third, once all targets are eliminated, I will owe you one favor, big or small. I am unaware of what your request may be, or if it will be possible for me to grant it, but I will do my best to honor our agreement.
Seems appealing.
Just know that if you refuse, there will be no consequence. Just know that Ongo will continue to police your behavior, and if you act inappropriately or align yourselves with wrong individuals, such as necromancers or those that spit in my face, Ongo may decide that it is time for your hourglass to be fixed, and its remaining time adjusted.
So, no necromancers, no... We haven't gotten many specifics, so I'd like to know what the hard lines are.
It would be unfair for me to rig the game as it was. Your actions are your own, as are the consequences.
Very well. You have a deal.
He stands up, he straightens his jacket, straightens his ascot, and reaches across the table. I believe it will be an absolute pleasure working with you and your crew. And Olive, you wake back up on the deck of the ramshack. And we're going to take a very quick break.
Ah!
Ladies and gentlemen, we all having a good time so far.
Yeah.
It's me and Gab in like the secret chat going, what is it? But it could be. Oh
I
God!
need to read this. Oh, jeez.
There's so much.
There's a
Oh,
lot.
God.
All right.
Moss called it though.
I
About
called
the whole
it
all of us being dead.
with the injections. I was like, wait, didn't you guys die from that? I called it.
Also, Charlotte Withers' suicide.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. But it makes
Damn.
sense.
Hey,
if you watch
hey, we have to stay
Misadventure
unalive.
Cherie, it makes sense.
I cannot fucking believe that you asked that. That's insane.
Ask what?
Asked how each of you died. I didn't even account for that.
Yeah. Someone tells you died, be like, how?
Yeah, okay, that does make sense. All right, but
Come on now.
with all that, we're gonna take a quick bathroom break, get some water, get some
Yeah.
snacks, go pee, go to the bathroom, and everybody will be back in like 5 minutes. Okay, we're gonna run a quick ad, and then we're gonna come back right back. Sound good?
Ooh.
All right, hope
We
y'all
got
have a
quick
good time.
ad. We have ads?
Yeah, we have ads now. Do you not know that?
Oh, I thought only when you come in and then come out.
No, so we can manually run ads during breaks and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
The
have
more
fun
you
watching an
know.
ad.
don't worry, Twitch chat, you're gonna be seeing them soon. All right, we'll be seeing you soon, guys. Peace out. And we are back. Okay, awesome.
Laundry!
Laundry,
Laundry! 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 Laundry!
do your laundry.
Go now! Do
Go
your
now.
laundry! Laundry!
Okay, with that, we are back in, and we are gonna cut to the 30 seconds that that we did not see. Mud, you feel Olive's neck, and Olive is dead. What do you do?
I black out.
Okay, Mud
I
hits
rolled
the
a
ground
2.
right next to Olive. You're able to hear a thump, as a body hits the top of the main deck.
Hey, him, do you think they're alright up there? And all I'm chugging my little wine glass.
Oh, they can be such silly billies sometimes.
I can't feel my legs. Do you want to go see what's up?
Yeah, we should probably go make sure they're all okay. And you and him ascend up the stairs real quick, pop open the hatch. What's your reaction? Mud and Olive are dead.
Mud doesn't have a pulse.
Yeah,
so
Mud.
He doesn't normally have one.
Yeah, no, but you can't tell if he's sleeping or dead then. You just.
We lost them. We lost them. They're gone.
It starts drizzling a little bit. Him hits the ground like on his knees and goes, "Yeah, I wish you would have taken me instead." And then,
Don't say that. Don't say that, him.
and then all of you pop back to consciousness. You are back on the deck of the deck of the exterminator.
Oh, hi.
What? What? Oh my god!
Mud's dead.
Well, hold on. He did. Well, I checked Mud's pulse.
Mud doesn't have a pulse. He's dead.
Well, he doesn't normally have what? Mud! Just shake him a little bit.
Mud wakes up.
Roll it. Ah!
Why are we screaming?
You were dead!
You were both dead.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that was going to happen. I'm okay now. I spoke to the accountant.
What?
That thing that Uncle wanted us to do, to blah, 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 that was for one of us to go talk to the accountant.
You died to talk to middle management?
No, upper management.
Okay, semantics doesn't matter. What?
Yes, the accountant apparently wanted to talk to one of us. I relay everything
Yeah.
that was discussed. I leave out the part about us all dying, and the specifics
Understood.
of it.
Also, by the way, Ongo is on the main deck and is currently sitting. On the guardrail and looking out to sea.
Oh, and he can talk. He just chooses not to. But he likes us. He approves of us. He's still wearing the flower crown you gave her.
Oh.
I apologize for the scare. In hindsight, I probably should have asked more questions before volunteering myself to speak or do whatever it is Ongo wanted. But Ongo likes us. It seems that the accountant likes us by proxy. And I've said this, but and it seems that he can give us some rewards. And we have a more concrete goal for killing the All God Cleric, Captain Imdago, and MRPHD.
That's a lot of people. A lot of big people.
Oh, is there audio issues?
Yeah, one sec. Thank you, McClover. It's all coming through on our ends. I'm seeing green everywhere on OBS, so I think it might be a you problem. I'm not sure though, but thank you for pointing that out. If we can get
Yeah, I
anyone
hear
else
us on
chat to
Twitch.
confirm, if there is just silence, let us know. Everything on my end looks fine. Thank you, McClover. Much appreciated.
Yeah, no, I hear us on my end.
Okay, got it. Yeah, McClover. But thank you for pointing that out. Really do appreciate that. All right, sorry about that. Continue.
It's okay.
It's only us who can hear ourselves. It's like some weird, like.
Okay.
All
was
good,
that-
McClover. All
You're
good.
good. You're good.
And thank you
On
for,
the-
and honestly, thank you. Anyone in chat right now, I don't know if I can gift channel points, but fuck it, I will reward anybody for pointing out tech issues. Thank you. All right. Apologies. Return. All right.
Reward, not report. Did you say reward or report?
I don't know. My brain's all over the fucking place. And I'm just banning McClover real quick. No.
Don't do that. Don't
Hey,
do
no,
that.
he can't even hear you say that. That's not fair.
You helped us out. You're banned.
No, McClover. No, you're cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No,
Big
there
shout
was
out.
one in our early days where like we recorded for 30 minutes before Drew realized that like
Without
we weren't,
audio.
like-
Yeah.
and he was like,
I was so pissed. Okay, return. Okay.
I genuinely apologize for the scare, given that it was poor timing for something like that.
See Cowrie?
No. And Ongo still doesn't have their hourglass. Thank you, Ongo.
So,
Thoughts?
so we're just expected to kill these people?
Well, we don't have to. There's no consequences if we refuse. I mean, I know Ongo's taken to us. I can't speak for how we feel about him, but if we kill one of them, we'll also, for each kill, we'll get information on the others. And if we kill one, Ongo won't watch us anymore, or if we kill two, he'll become an ally, which is better than just him being a silent observer.
Yeah, that's true.
But we don't have to.
I thought Captain Indago was a god.
I've only known him as a story that pirates have told.
Oh, am I thinking about someone else?
I mean, I guess he's godly in the sense that he's defied a god of death, but no, he's not a god.
So, just to step in really quickly, so the hourglasses being weird doesn't imply godhood. It implies that they have either been selected or channel power that basically makes them immortal. Similar to you guys, because you guys being like the chosen ones, well, all but Mud. Mud's an interesting case. But like the original six being chosen to like wield these godly weapons, being like almost like prophets in a way for these deities, you guys have been selected, and so normal like aging and death does not apply to you, essentially, especially because like you died and then you were like brought back to life by these deities, like selected by them. So the similar case for these like three that you were tasked to kill, like MRPhD seemingly has no celestial alignment whatsoever, and she's still able to operate outside of the accountant and Ongo's jurisdiction, basically. So it's down to a case-by-case basis. Make sense? Yeah, you guys are not gods. Don't worry.
Damn it!
yeah.
But her, I know there are still questions related to Captain Indago for you personally, so this might be a good deal to learn more about Indago. Perhaps, maybe he wouldn't be the first we'd go after, but we could get information about him, where to find him.
You didn't say
Maybe.
anything about Slash Claw.
No, it's the accountant is only concerned with those who have defied death or been chosen. Yes, defied death, yes.
Sorry, I'm looking back at notes real quick.
Yeah, a good
he's-
blanket defies death in a way that you cannot do just with what you have access to in the material plane. Make sense?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up. I was pulling up the list of gods. I'm sorry. Okay, we're good. Never mind. Okay, well. I think we were kind of going after MRPHD anyway. Or at least trying to find information on that.
Yes. More information would definitely be useful. It seems the accountant told me that these 3 targets are aligned to some deities, but it was hard for him to tell. But MRPHD is not tied to a god.
Huh.
Because there are multiple names, multiple people, it seems that they're all connected. So more information would be useful. But I don't, because you and I, we saw that that air genasi explode back in turnaround, and I don't think that caused any lasting effects. So I suspect we have to find a higher up to cause any damage.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd have to find a big one. I turn to Ango, and I'll go, Ango, you really put us in a big task here. I'm really asking a lot.
He thinks we're up for it.
Huh. Well, thanks for having faith in us, I guess.
He gestures to the purple flower crown and goes,
Did they say anything about us?
Yes, the reason he said we were up for the task was because we have all died before and been brought back by deities. Celestial energy. Mud, you the shotgun blast.
I was there.
I know.
I don't think a god brought me back. I'm just a guy. I'm like just some dude, you know?
Stop saying that. You don't let the Duke say it, so you shouldn't say it either.
He has a title.
And you were brought back from the dead.
That's crazy.
So it's not an impossible task. Again, we don't have to accept it. There's no consequences there.
I mean, my opinion, why not? I mean, the All God Cleric is a terrible person from what we've heard, and same with MRPHD. The only one we don't really know too much about is Captain Indago, but I mean, the other two.
Doesn't seem super cool from what you've told us about.
Well, yeah, he doesn't seem great.
He said something about like you being his first mate or something, and he needs you back. So he doesn't seem like.
also, Moss, can you increase your sensitivity just by a little bit? Having a little bit of hard time hearing you.
That's all right. There we go. I always put it on 1.
Way better, thank you.
He like talked. You were talking about how he was like, "I'll be needing my first mate back." So.
Yeah, maybe we can kill him.
Well, it would be best to get more information
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So now what?
Nothing. Ango will keep watching as as he always does. We don't have to decide anything yet, at least until we get Kaori back. We can continue our path.
If Kaori doesn't... So there's 3-hour classes that you have right now on Go, right? If Kaori's isn't on there, does that mean they're dead? Or does that mean you just don't have it? You don't... Oh, they're not here with... Sorry. They're not here with us. So does that mean that's why you don't have it, or because they're dead? Number one. Okay.
If they were dead, their hourglass would be shattered.
So like when you die and you come back, so like it's like, whoop, and then like reforms.
All of you have gotten the sense that Ongo personally shattering hourglasses is when he kills somebody. Normal death is when it just runs out of sand.
Right. Yeah. I say that.
Ah.
There were cases of the sand moving in reverse. So perhaps that's what happens when you're revivified or brought back through necromancy. Is that right, Ongo?
Necromancy turns your sand like black, it's like a clear indication of something is going on that is using powers of death to defy death. Where it's Revivify is just like the sand flowing in the opposite. It's like giving yourself more time, essentially. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But again, Revivifies playing by the rules. No issues there.
Yeah.
We've got the Molar Isles ahead of us, and no Kaori. What are we doing? What's there? What is at the Molar Isles? Again, sorry.
Well, we need to get our ship fitted properly.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was going to bring this up earlier, but heard if you want, members of yours and Rahi's old crew are held there. If we're going to be there anyway, we can set about rescuing them if you'd like.
I mean, I'd love to. I just... Do we have enough people to even get them back? Do we have enough... an army? Are we gonna try a heist again?
I mean, we've been successful for the most part with heists. I don't think marching into... Well, we definitely don't have an army, but I don't know if going guns blazing will help us. We could ask Rahi and the Duke if they know since they scouted, what would be best. And if Kaori's heading to Gangplank Crossing, then that's where we'll find them and get them back.
I thought Kaori was going to the underhand.
Underhand, yeah.
As
far as you guys know, Kenneth Ward is known to lie about everything.
Right.
So.
Right. Far as we know.
Fuck it. He's going to Horcry.
Oh god.
But yes.
Motherfucker's going to space.
Yes, sorry. But at Gangplank, we could ask around if anyone's seen Kenneth Ward or knows where he's heading.
That's a good idea. Yeah. That man knows a lot of people. And
yes.
maybe in Ken's book there's some information about who might be holding on to the crew members.
Right. I think...
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. We fucking did it. We're
I
cracked.
don't know if you want to do that, but...
Did Rahi and the Duke mention the slaver names?
You guys would probably just know this. It is the... Oh, God, I just make sure I get this right. Of the Molar Isles, it is the Crown Isle, run by Dr. Mabel Redwood, and the Filling Isle, run by Sweet Tooth.
Right. I'm almost certain then that Ken's book will have information on Redwood and Sweet Tooth. So perhaps when we get there, we can parse through.
I run downstairs really quickly to grab the book.
Okay, you grab the book. No problem. You look for those names.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Give me an investigation check with advantage.
Guidance.
Him is stitching his shirt back together, by the way.
Him, what happened? What happened to your shirt?
I Him just walks away.
Just walks away.
17?
17? Which one do I want to know
You are
about
too
first?
Powerful.
Let's go with Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth. Again, don't have a document for this, but just kind of just giving you some information. Actually, wait, I do have a
You
description.
do.
Wait, hold on, wait 1 second. Where the
You
fuck
do.
is that? Hold
I'm
on.
free.
I'm free.
I have. Here it is. You're able to see a description. It says Caucasian man, top hat, white suit. You're able to see gold adornments, colorful pink and red splotches across the white, black eyes, and final one, sharp-toothed smile, ear to ear. Little annotation underneath that seems kind of old, probably like 2.5 years. No, probably like a year and a half ago, most likely. You're able to see lollipop delivered, 1,800 gold.
Son of a bitch, Ken. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, but I guess we can wait to see what we want to do. That's always good to know.
What about Dr. Mabel Redwood? Is there anything in there?
I'll search the book.
You look
again.
in 17, no problem at all. Orc woman, brains and bronze, metal limbs, addendum underneath that, fuse delivered, 2,000 gold.
Ooze.
And Mud, you would be able to make that connection. When Rahi said my people are in collars because of him, it seems that Ken personally started picking off members of Spuff for slaver lords after, with the timeline lining up after Charlotte's disappearance.
I see.
Oh, both sound very unpleasant.
At least now we know who we're looking for. We don't just have names.
It's better than nothing. Okay, so the plan for right now, we're gonna sail there. We're gonna get our ship fitted. We're gonna talk with Rahi and the Duke on what we want to do about Fuse and Lollipop.
And we'll ask around if anyone's seen Ken.
Yes.
Okay.
We
Alright.
could disguise ourselves so people don't. Because if Ken asks for a description, then they're just saying a random person rather than us. We'll know if we're looking for him.
Does
Right.
Ken know we can disguise ourselves or no?
Yes, he got that monocle of the true seeing.
Juicy. Hey, maybe we have it now with the Bagman.
I think we just asked him for the book. He had the monocle on his person. I don't think the bagman's reach extends that far. But also, our bounty isn't counted in Eastern waters, so it would help to disguise through actual means, if not magical as well. Since since the pleasure is also going to the underhand and knows us.
Is the Molar Isles... Molar Isles is like where merchant ships are processed,
Yes, it's a
right?
trade city.
It's not where slaves are processed.
Okay, most of the slaves taken by the Fist and the Adorning Isles are kept within the Fist to support the Mithra operation. However, it's not a major export, but some slaver ships do make dock in Gangplank to purchase more crew.
And I mean, isn't
Okay.
Fuse and Lollipop slaves at this point?
Yes, they're most likely they are slaves working for Sweet Tooth and Mabel Redwood, respectively.
Because I'm trying to see if like because where Cowrie's father is not the Molar Isles.
Oh,
no,
the
that's
underhand,
the
yeah.
that's the underhand,
Okay.
and that's where Landon is as well.
Yep.
Got it. Cool.
Just gotta start going to beautiful places and killing terrible people.
I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna go sleep.
Yes, we have a long journey ahead of us, and I apologize for causing the disturbance.
It's funny. The part where my chest hurts doesn't actually exist. So you when you get really scared and like it hurts, you're like, you know? Sorry, that doesn't make you feel any better. I'm gonna go to bed.
Good night, Mud.
Good night. Shit.
Okay.
Before you go off her, I just wanted to say, well done in the well. You did. We made a great team.
Yeah, we did. We did really good. Came out big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'll take first watch on the ship if you guys want to get some rest.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay.
I'll come get you when I'm done.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, with that, it seems that the crew is taking the evening to now long rest, sleep on their decisions, sleep on their conversations, and then gear up for their, honestly, like a week and a half of travel east to make it to the Molar Isles, passing by the sink. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the way we're going to do this. Let me know if this sounds okay. I need to describe the Molar Isles and Gangplank before the end of this session, just to make misadventures work, just to know what's going on there. So how about this, if this sounds agreeable? In these weeks of travel, of course, conversations can happen. It's a lot of chores being on the ship, and plus you're one cowrie down, so the workload for all of you has increased. Would it be okay if we cut about a week and a half into the future, as you guys are maybe 30 miles away from Gangplank Crossing and the Molar Isles? I can give that description, and then on your approach, you can have whatever conversations you would like for as long as you'd like to have them.
Sure.
That's
that
unacceptable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless there's any conversations that wish to happen immediately right now.
Nah.
No, and no. Perfect. I can info dump, and then the floor is yours. Make sense?
Info dub.
Okay,
it.
got it. Get ready to take probably a lot of notes.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
All right. I need to play with the audio. All right. A week and a half passes by. Again, not much to really think of. As you're sailing east from the island of Turnaround, momentarily your gaze all shift south. You're about halfway there, about 4 or 5 days into your travels. And you're able to gaze into the jagged cliffs and aquatic mountains of the Sink. And you're able to look in and see the carcasses of ships beached upon the jagged rocks, as if the stones themselves pierced through the waves to attack them like arrowheads from an undersea archer. You're able to notice small black specks move along the earth. Either defenders, inhabitants, animals, enemies, who could say? And you remember that X on the palm of the fist map that Tior showed you, with a godly weapon perhaps directly inside, towards the center. But a story for another day. As you approach another 4 days, you're maybe half a day away from Gangplank Crossing and the Molar Isles at this point, but you realize you were able to realize just how lucky you were to have timed your journey like this, because looming to basically your immediate north, 150 miles away, give or take, like a black wall of anger, the Fury, following its counterclockwise path, is moving by the Molar Isles, turning the skies a hostile gray, and bathing both the Isles and the Bridge City in a constant, thunderous downpour. Along with, of course, the the Exterminator. I'll get it right eventually.
Eventually.
Upon your approach, the details you're able to pick out only come from the interruption of darkness cast by strikes of lightning. You're able to watch as these lightning strikes contact with the sea sometimes, but most of them arc in an unnatural, almost horrific way to contact the peak of the Crown Isle. And in these flashes, you're able to see the Crown Isle, the Filling Isle, and Gangplank Crossing in all their glory. So, which one do you guys want to focus on first?
Do you want to do Gangplank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, going right down the middle. Give me 1 second. Damn it, the music cue didn't work properly. Hold on.
Boo.
Not the watch together.
Boo,
Watch
watch
together.
together. Watch together broken.
Watch together broken.
Have to watch apart.
I wish I knew how to quit you, Dark Western playlist.
Dark Western playlist.
Dark Western playlist.
Where you at? Play, damn it.
Just wait, it takes a few seconds to come in. I know this playlist.
Okay, got it. Okay. All right.
You know this playlist?
Yeah, I use it
All
in
right.
my games.
But
Going for the densest one first. No problem.
Yeah.
The open trade bridge city, connecting the gap between the Crown Isle and the Filling Isle. We're going to start with the city and then move down from there. 20 miles long and only half a mile wide. It bears a striking resemblance to Livenleen in the way the buildings seem to grow up and onto each other to maximize space, creating this unsettling appearance as if it's a massive black stone wall with windows and cutouts for people to leer down at ships passing underneath. You scan the width of this stick-thin city, and you're able to notice that the architecture is colorful, yet dark. This contradiction comes from the fact that all of the buildings are made from the same stone as the bridge itself. This gray and black rock carved to expertly fit together as if each building is waiting for an expansion at any moment. Hanging on this massive black wall facing you, during the flashes of lightning, you're able to see painted signs for some of the largest shops in Gangplank. So, again, just to describe it, it's not like a city where it's like, oh, the buildings taper out and there's nothing. All of the buildings right now are in a straight, flat wall that's staring at you because, like, they can't build out from the bridge. They just have to basically build along a straight line. Make sense? If it makes any more sense, picture like a railroad track and the end of the platform before you go down onto the tracks. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So a couple of the advertisements hanging in front of you. Get armed and armored at Henry's Lament. His sorrow is your tomorrow. Perception checks, everybody, please.
guidance on myself.
14.
14.
I'm gonna flip my coin.
Okay.
That's only a 12.
12.
That's a natural 20.
That is a
Yeah.
Plus
Yes.
4
Yeah,
on
yeah,
my
yeah.
guidance, plus 6 for a 30.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You guys, so you're all, so Mud, we're just gonna say that everybody, but I'm gonna give you a bit more. A bugbear in armor is depicted on this advertisement, but its armor looks incredibly odd. It's flat and slatted. It's covering his chest and his shoulders and his back. He wears a mask depicting a furry ball with a long frown and a spiked horn coming out of the forehead. And Mud, you'd be able to recognize this. I have no idea how you would know this, but I gotta honor a nat 20 for a 30. You would know that the creature on this depicted on this bugbear's masked face is known as a Abumi Guchi. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's a Japanese creature representing soldiers who fell in battle. And you'd be able to recognize, somehow, I'm not sure how, that this bugbear hails from the Isle of, oh my god, Toretto Kyojin from Zanwei Fu, from the City of Calm. Most likely, somehow, in some way, a part of Iche Baran's bugbear battalion. Boo, boo.
Fuck that guy.
Ichiban smells.
We killed the shit out of that guy in our other campaign.
He's dead as fuck.
But, he's dead as fuck, indeed. Oh
We
yeah,
threw his head into an ocean.
in this campaign, he is completely dead. But this bugbear was probably a part of his battalion before it fell apart. Make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
And also the weapons behind him are filled with pistols and rifles and shotguns and katanas and warhammers, all the kind of weaponry you could get at the fist.
So we could get a katana?
Yes. That's what you look at? I just gave you a list of guns.
I have a fucking sword.
I'm gonna get a little bit of both.
It's like, I cannot. It's like, guys, I think we just need to surrender. I just saw an Air Genasi woman shoot someone with a pistol, shoot someone with a revolver, and then cut their head off with a katana. Not a long sword, a Japanese katana.
Katana gun, let's go.
Yeah,
Katana
you just
gun.
got
Got key up in this bitch.
Yep. The next one you're able to see is one that says, Elegance, Rest, Recuperation, the Pier Point Hotel. Everyone please give me a perception check.
Guidance.
4.
4,
24.
24.
12
Mud is-
again.
Hyper vigilant.
Yes, I think Mud's almost, and I'm gonna be honest, like it's this like feeling directly in your stomach, like a bubbling cauldron of hatred, as like I'm going to remember every detail of this place to use it against them. Okay?
I think Mud is also aware of where he is now and
Yes.
what waters he's sailing in.
Yes. Well, and like, I think as a perfect combination of those two things in conjunction, you're able to see, like, the advertisement, it depicts an open hotel room, feather beds, indoor plumbing, a warm, steaming bath, but Mud, again, the merging of those two emotions and those two ideas, a Hadazi man in a bronze collar, holding a delicious, warm meal of steak and mushrooms. Hadazi, for those that don't know, are a flying squirrel race that I will describe in greater detail a little bit later, but just for right now, imagine a very hairy face, like, you know, like mutton chops, beard and everything, kind of like a scrunched up, like, facial expression, along with, like, thumbed hands, thumbed feet, and, like, massive, almost like draping wings connecting from their wrists to, like, their shoulders, basically.
I know where that food came from.
Yep. Next, for the needs you need to be met and for the wants you didn't know you wanted, come to the kitchen sink. Perception check.
Ah, didn't do good this time.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
13.
13.
10.
Olive, a general store. This advertisement looks like one of those paintings that's like find one object that you can recognize. You know what I mean? Where it's like there's just so much stuff, it all just looks impossible and like alien. Bits and bobbins and trinkets from every corner of the world. It's a depiction of a general store that seems to hold items from the other countries that do trade with Gangplank Crossing.
Another katana.
Oh, kitchen sink. Everything but the kitchen sink. I get it.
And finally, make your vessel better and make other ships worse. Shop at Economus. Give me a perception check.
How do you spell that?
Ecnomus. Economus.
25.
25.
Nat
I'm
20.
cooked.
Nat 20.
11.
I'm cooking.
11. You guys are able to note it all of the nat 20. The advertisement is so simple. It's the transformation of a simple like log raft for like two people, like super small, super weak, like falling apart, and then it's just a block arrow to the right, and then on the right you're able to see a massive steam-powered elven warship, and you like Olive, I feel like you just
level
clock
1 crook, level 100 boss.
Yeah, you just gotta look, and you're like, if we need to get our ship upgraded or get our ship outfitted for Slaver Waters, that's the place to do it. That'll turn the Exterminator from it can't change the kind of ship it is, but it'll turn it from a sloop into a warship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving down the wall of billboard ads, we come to the supports, the name for the underside of Gangplank Crossing. Here, elevators and cranes and hooks pull cargo from ships passing underneath to be deposited into numerous shops and bartering stations across the city. Here, you're able to see all kinds of ships. You're able to see pirate galleons, obviously slaver or non-affiliated, but also Zan Weifu, hold on, wait. Oh my god, Bezaisen, I believe, B-E-Z-I. It's a Japanese ship. It's a Japanese sailing ship, captained by lizard folk, and you're also able to see elven steam-powered ships trading large containers. These large containers being labeled as, you know what? Give me a perception check to see if I can tell you exactly what they're labeled as.
5.
5.
Her is tired.
You're
exhausted.
the Fury
Wow.
is 150 miles away. You're piloting the ship through a thunderstorm. You're fine. You
13.
13,
12.
12, unable to see the labels on these boxes. However, you're also able to see emissaries from the Underhand and Tangaroot moving bronze-collared human cargo. And besides that is all you're able to see about Gangplank Crossing upon your approach. With that, any thoughts or questions?
Way to go, Drew. That was a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job, Drew.
We
Wow.
got.
Good
Don't worry.
show.
I
Good
got more.
show.
It's gonna get weirder from here.
Woo! Continue, good sir.
Continue. Okay, excellent.
More.
More.
Another strike of lightning strikes into the Crown Isle. Which one do you look at next? Crown Isle or Filling Isle?
Brown Isle.
Crown Isle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bolt
Oh my
of
God.
lightning slivers and splits into 4 arcs, all reaching back from the sea to contact with the Crown Isle. In this momentary flash of hot white light, you're able to notice the Crown Isle in all its horrific, gothic glory. The music is so quiet. Get louder.
Oh no.
Yes, grand church organs. A bulbous stone formation explodes out from the sea. Rounded at the edges, making it almost a cylinder, it thins out before piercing beneath the waves. You're able to notice the top section, uneven with hills and valleys, creating a hostile, rough terrain. The main entryway being at the northwestern end of Gangplank Crossing. It's an enormous cave mouth leading to the heart of the Crown Isle and its gold mines within. But those are details for another day, because focusing on the external architecture, it is strange to say the least. The Duke and Rahi gave the best description they could, but they could not capture the, again, almost gothic nature of this gold mine. Starting at the top, with the peak of the Crowned Isle, it reflects light and catches lightning, and you wonder why until you see artificial coverings doming the hills at the top mentioned earlier. Reflective golden domes line the top of the Crown Isle, seemingly calling out to the Fury to receive its energy, gold being an excellent conductor of electricity. Peering down from the peak, you're able to see openings and archways with external minecart tracks leading in and out of the structure. These tracks cover the isle in such ample metal wiring that from the distance that you're at, it almost looks like the tooth is wrapped in barbed wire. To cap off the oddity that is this isle, there is a massive balcony looming out and over Gangplank Crossing. The architecture Gothic in design. Harsh cuts, long, elaborate windows, gargoyles staring down. Pointed arches, a focus on this vertical design, and expertly cut stone. The Crown Isle cements itself as a cathedral to something unholy. And whatever evils lurk inside, only you can discover. That is the Crown Isle. Any questions?
Nope.
So is it? It's just like a crown or like a tooth almost, or is it just like a bunch of mountains that kind of look like a? I'm just trying to get a picture of it. Or is it one specific point?
I will send you a picture of what this looks like right now. Hold
Visual.
on.
Visual storytelling?
Visual storytelling in my D&D?
No way.
No.
No.
Hold on.
It's not possible.
You want to know what it looks like? Here you go. It's impossible for me to give you exactly what it looks like because, I have an insane brain. But here you go. That is what it looks like. It is a tooth sticking out of the water.
Oh.
Of course, tooth is made of stone, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Okay. I think that made me more confused about what it looks like, but that's okay.
Well, okay. So let me break it down for you. So everybody, I can't credit the artist. A shout out to teeth everywhere. Okay. So here is the tooth. Okay. Imagine that everything from the white line up in the middle. Okay, everything from the white line underneath the two hooks. Everything from there down is the sea. The cave mouth opening is the small pink in between the two spears, essentially. And then the great bulbous outside is all made of stone, concluding with the golden crown at at Make sense?
Shout out to teeth.
Shout out to teeth everywhere. Fuck it, if you have teeth, you're family. Okay.
Wait, why are we discriminating?
Well,
If you don't have teeth,
if you don't have teeth, I will ban you right now.
If you can't hear and if you don't have teeth, you're gone.
You're banned.
If you got your wisdom teeth removed, banned.
Oh.
Me too, I gotta go.
not me, baby, not me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it literally just you, Kate, who hasn't had your wisdom teeth taken out?
Yeah, and I probably never will.
Wow.
But wait, is that like an act of defiance? You just don't have to.
No, my dentist
Episode is sponsored by teeth.
My-
guys,
Run
We
the
all
ad,
got
Drew.
him.
Run the ad.
use code RULEBO to get 50% off your next order of teeth. So
It's that dentist on TikTok who unsolicited advice comments on people's videos at random going, you know what you need?
Jesus.
We're gonna be sponsored by veneers soon, guys.
Yeah. Yes.
All of us come back with insane fluorescent white teeth. We're like Ross in that one episode of Friends.
Yeah.
I
My
smile.
eyes.
It reflects my ring light and just burns my entire setup. Oh god, okay. So, last one real quick, okay. We good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The filling aisle. I'm not gonna lie, I've been excited for this one. Okay.
Ooh.
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 With the flashes of lightning, the filling isle takes on a wholly different tone. Instead of the lightning flashes acting as these mad science flashes of genius, rather imagine them as gaudy flashes of fireworks or camera bulbs capturing the essence of a carnival on a rainy day. At the peak of the filling isle, you're able to notice the same mounds and valleys of stone, but with no obvious metal coverings. However, adorning the peak of this rocky isle, you're able to see strange architecture, buildings and structures that none of you have ever seen before. There's a wheel 20 stories tall with these carts or buckets moving around the wheel as it spins, like a water wheel carrying pailfuls of liquid. Next, you're able to notice the metal lining of minecart tracks, but instead of them moving flat along the stone, you're able to notice that they climb up into the sky before the tracks turn steeply downwards, before leading back up and into a descending spiral and then disappearing into the rocky formation below. As your eyes move downward, instead of oppressive Gothic architecture, you're able to see flashes of color and paint and cloth. Banners of all types line the external walls, being whipped by the wind. Some have gold stars, some are striped red and white, some advertise elaborate animal shows, and others detail impossible freak shows within. Minecart tracks line the external rocky structure of this isle in impossible, death-defying drops and hard turns, and some sections where minecarts ramp off of one set of tracks to land on another. These tracks have been designed with thrills in mind rather than sense. For the cave entrances that these tracks go into, you're able to notice that they are painted into these horrifying 20-foot depictions of clowns and candy, with white painted clown faces and massive lollipops with eyes and hands as they open their mouths wide, inviting minecarts to slide right in, with other depictions spitting them out. Finally, the main entryway at the connection to Gangplank Crossing is an enormous rendition of a man in a white top hat. It's a depiction of narcissism and power. Again, a white and gold top hat, he has completely black eyes and has a sharp-toothed smile that stretches from ear to ear, with the cave entrance acting as his open mouth, as if he consumes whoever enters. And across his top hat, in massive block lettering, 8 letters are plain to all. Funhouse. Funhouse. And that is the filling aisle. Any questions?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
What if you listen to the music, Moss? It's so cheerful.
It's gotta be the way. Jason!
Hello, Jason.
Can we go
I don't
back
like
to the
this.
arbor?
No, we're wanted.
I'll take the bounty at this point, dude. I don't. Not the 20-foot clouds.
Circus.
Any questions?
I want to go to there.
I want to go home.
We're gonna have fun.
We're gonna have fun. God, I bought the Disney passes. We're using the Disney passes.
Oh my god.
No questions. That was awesome. Love it.
Then with that, that is the description of the Crown Isle, Filling Isle, and Gangplank Crossing from your approach. Switching back over to the Sounds of the Storm. Back in the Sounds of the Storm, you guys are able to successfully, essentially, drop anchor to hunker down to wait out the evening, resting in your final day of approach, maybe about, again, 30, 40 miles away. And with that, the remaining time that we have together is yours. You guys decide when we end off, and I'm going to take a back seat. The floor is yours.
I'd like to go find Mud, wherever he is.
After you.
I think it's been for... He's just been, like, hands resting on the railing, just been out in the rain for several hours, just watching all of this, I think.
She'll come up next to you. Let's get out of the rain, shall we?
Okay.
And I'll lead him below deck where it's dry.
Down you go.
I wanted to I know at times my words can sound a bit harsh when I'm talking to you, and I apologize for that. It's not acceptable, but my reasoning is that you remind me a lot of myself when I first met her and Kauri. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did.
What mistakes did you make?
I trusted the wrong people, tried to see the good in them that wasn't there, tried to make everyone happy, tried to make everything work out, and it didn't. Mad, you said when we were gearing towards Eastern waters that we needed to be tough, that Slaver territory is not like the Arbor, that we'll need to be aggressive in order to survive. I need you to take your own advice and be tough as we journey on.
I don't think trying to see the good in people is a bad thing. Just because I don't know if I can do that. But I don't think that makes it pointless. I'm gonna keep my head. I know better than anyone what happens when you lose it here, so I won't put us in danger.
Can you
I'm
promise?
sorry.
Can you
What?
promise me that? If we run into someone, say, Kenneth Ward, can you promise me that?
Yes.
Insight check.
Persuasion or deception? Unless you just want to be honest.
$15.
So I rolled an 18, -2 for a 16. But Mud is telling the absolute truth.
Okay.
Okay.
And I used persuasion for that because yeah. Oh. Hi, Mom. Bye, Mama. Sorry.
Mom, I'm role playing.
Mom,
I'm going so
being a
hard right
scrunkly
now.
little man. Let me be a scrunkly little man, Mom. God. Mud is not very good at. She is. She's so powerful. But I think Mud has been taking this time recently to really think about his actions and his behaviors. and there is a almost, it's not icy, it's not cold, but there is a, he is keeping himself on a tight leash. I think you also see a lot of exhaustion in him too. That's come from recent events, and I think there's just like a tiredness to him.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever looked at somebody and tried to see the good in them. At least not at first. The only people I really care about making happy are on this boat, or have been on this boat.
Perhaps seeing the good in others was the wrong choice of words. I meant you've been through a great deal, and I don't want to discredit that. But as we're journeying east, I need you to understand that things are not as black and white as you think. It is not the good are good and the bad are bad. Sometimes good people do bad things, bad people do good things, or their intentions are good, but they may come off as bad. And placing people in those boxes make cloud judgment.
Are you worried I'm gonna see a slaver and go apeshit?
Yes,
Sorry, I'm just watching Gab quietly nod in the bottom corner.
yes, Mud, I am.
I mean, I have a lot of hatred in me. And I know I haven't done much to show it lately. But I wouldn't put you guys in that situation. Not in these waters.
That's why I wanted to talk to you, to make sure we were on the same page. You are entitled to your hatred, Mud. Anyone is entitled to their hatred towards slavers.
I'm not trying to start a revolution here. I'm not,
I'm not
you know.
I'm not accusing you of anything here. Did I come across that way?
No, you just seem really nervous. I am pretty violent. Ooh.
See, that's what confuses me, Mud, because you claim to have all this hate inside of you, this thirst for revenge, but I don't know if that's you. You killed a man at the aqueduct and passed out. That's not the same person that wants to bathe the East in blood.
I think the hatred comes from the feeling of powerlessness. If I can't hate, what can I do? Lie down and die? But sometimes it does feel like it's like I'm watching my body from the outside.
Well, you do have power, Mud. I've seen it. We've all seen it in the things you can do. Not just in how you fight and how you help this ship and how you can create flowers. But if you also have power in the sense that you are a second rung of the Shiver Gang.
Oh. Sorry, I don't like that.
So then what?
Oh, you mean like a tactical wise? Oh shit.
No, I just mean
Oh wait.
I completely
I just
forgot
felt
about
God's
that.
eye. I just felt God's eyes go wide. Hold on, we'll put a pin in that.
That might be okay. We'll see. Continue.
you have your feelings towards that. You don't need to use it if you don't want to. I just want to know what's the plan with that. Kill 9
Did I-
rows and then what? Lead the Shiver Gang?
No. There's a part of me that just wants to destroy it. I don't. It's. I don't. I mean, I never really thought of it this way, so I guess I didn't realize, but like, I didn't know the Shiver Gang was the Shiver Gang until I met Bull. And I looked him in his face and I remembered, but I don't know if it's just from how things have gone for me that I've forgotten things, or if I can't help feeling like I'm missing more than I should. Which is crazy to say because I woke up with a hole in my chest. But I don't know, maybe in another life I've had the thought before. I think in another life, in another world, I would have been kind. And I would have been gentle. And I wouldn't be so angry.
You can still be kind. You can still be gentle. You can destroy systems that have hurt you without continuing the same cycle.
I didn't kill Leon. I didn't even threaten him.
I know.
I talked to him because I respect your opinion.
I know. And I'm proud of you for recognizing that. That in systems of oppression there can be innocence. And what I also mean by that is it does not have to be your job to kill Slash Claw.
What do you mean?
When we were escaping the arbor and you told us about. You said you had to. You don't. You are justified in wanting to, but those aren't the words you used.
I don't know if it's a choice. I feel like I was brought back for it.
What if you weren't? What if you were given a second chance to live?
Why?
Because you deserve it. Maybe whatever brought you back was trying to apologize for the way this world has used you and made you hateful.
I don't know. I feel like I learned that from you guys.
Just think about it. When we get the Tango route, if something changes and you don't want to do it, no one will fault you for that.
I don't know if this is how it's worked. I don't know how I work. Sometimes I wonder if, like, I've reached that goalpost and I've done it. Part of me wonders if maybe I'll just disintegrate, you know? Job done.
But then what about Rahi? What about her? What about Kauri? What about the people that have grown to care for you?
No. It's a lot.
Yes. But we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Just think about it. Okay?
Okay. With that wonderful conversation, of course, time being a little bit wonky in this little roleplay section we have here. Her, any conversations you're looking to have with anybody?
Go right now.
And if anybody else wants to do anything else, please let me know. Just thought I'd make sure everybody's included.
I throw him off the boat. No.
We throw a huge party. No, I think her's been keeping her time busy helping with the ship and then taking some moments alone to reflect on everything that's happened and think about how to better prepare ourselves going forward. So no conversations unless you all want different conversations. I don't know.
Okay. We have a conversation between Mud and Olive. Mud, Olive, anything else you want to chat about?
I think Mud just touches base with her real quick.
Okay.
Goes, we're good. We're friends, right?
Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah? All right,
A
Mud.
big moment for Mud wanting to touch somebody.
I forgot. Oh my god, you're right. The mud is always like, "Ugh."
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, that. Oh, now I'm thinking about it. Oh,
No, no, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just go with
Okay,
it.
I'm not. I'm definitely not thinking about it.
You're thinking
Um,
about
damn it.
it.
Gets out like a little orange peel and starts chewing on it.
You doing all right?
I just. I don't know. I want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good. It's just been a long week and a half. Everything that's going on, everything that's about to happen, where I feel like this might be our last moment of peace for a little bit. Before shit hits the actual fan, you know. Are fans a thing in Common
No, I think
Abyss?
about the fold out fans, you know?
Oh yeah, before shit, because yeah, I'm not gonna.
Then it'll like scatter it as it
Yeah,
waves,
yeah,
right? And then it spreads everywhere.
right, exactly.
I think that came from Zanwei Fu. Crazy how lingo just spreads like that.
Or from Golden Steam, where they do have operating fans.
Ah, shit. I forgot. I'm from that nation. I should know that.
Well, and actually, Gab, a great question for her. How? Because I know you mentioned to me about a session ago. How much time of that week and a half did? Because the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia followed you guys here.
Oh, okay.
How much of that time did her spend with Rahi learning to captain?
You know, I feel like her would have, instead of him taking the night shift, her would have took the night shift, and then probably in the morning hours hung out with Rahi for a bit before, and you know, maybe seen the Duke here and there, but hung out mostly with Rahi for a bit before hopping back on the exterminator to go to bed.
Okay, got it. Give me a quick okay, we're gonna do that in 2 seconds. Give me a quick Arcana check as you're taking the night shift.
Ooh.
Because, you know, just the speed of your ship has been significantly slowed because of the Fury storms.
Okay. Arcana, that's a 19.
With a 19 Arcana, as you're holding onto the helm of the exterminator, and you're able to hear and you're able to see the lightning arc and strike into the peak of the Crown Isle, you're able to just feel in the pit of your chest. You're able to feel your hair almost float in a bit more of a magnetic, electric way. You're able to watch as lightning jumps between your fingers involuntarily. And you remember what was discovered by Yorda so long ago. You remember where you draw your power from, what is within you. And you look towards the black wall that is the Fury, and you can't help but feel that connection. Again, this is the closest you've been to the Fury in months. Months and months and months. Well, the entire life that you remember, this is the closest you've been. 150 miles away, and there's this almost instinctive pull towards it. But again, you keep your cool, you keep your head, but it is undeniable the connection that you had to the Fury that must be explored at some time.
And then when I'm with Rahi, do I see similar things happening to her?
I'm gonna do a quick roll, because yeah, you're on the Cat 5 for like a couple of these days as you're sailing. You're able to see that Rahi's wings seem to be in a constant state of being large, like kind of like being like very noticeable off of her back.
I think maybe one morning while hanging out with Rahi, learning about the ways she captains a ship and seeing how a crew works together and whatnot. There's like a more moment alone. She'll turn to Rahi and say, "Have you been feeling kind of on edge too? And like feeling this, I don't know, this storm kind of like taking over your body, your powers. I don't.
No! Why?
Oh, I don't. I just was wondering. It's because I have a little bit. We're friends, right?
She
I don't know. That's something I learned from Mud.
she breathes and she goes, I always am a little bit on a knife's edge when the Fury is around. It makes me... I am glad that I can relate to you in that way.
Does it hurt? Or you...
Go ahead and give me a quick... what charisma check do you want to use, or I guess, like, what check do you want to use to try to get more information out of Rahi? Because Rahi definitely does not want to share these things that are very personal about her.
Charisma check.
Or just like a check in general. What check do you want to make?
Yeah, I guess like persuasion.
Go ahead and roll
or
it for me.
insight, or insight to like look at her body language.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna flip my coin. That was a 2. Let me try again.
Okay.
Oh, that was a nat 20. What was
Yo!
that?
You are able to sense kind of like as Rahi's like walking around. Again, Rahi's always just generally perturbed about everything. But as she like... Again, I'm going to say that, like, in this, like, because you just said the time investment, basically. Rahi has opened up to you about the same kind of stuff that she opened up to about, like, with Mud, where it's this idea of, like, she hates her own anger, and she wishes... It's not the exact same conversation, but it's like she hates her own anger, and she wishes that it wasn't the constant state of her being to be, like, frustrated and pissed off with everything. Like, in a constant, like, barbarian rage, essentially. And with a nat 20, Rahi looks to you and says, when I get closer to the Fury, I'm always mad all the time, but I'm able to know who my friends are, and I can use that anger to push me forward. When I am near the Fury, in the moments where I've been closest to it, I don't have friends, I don't have crew. All I have is anger and clenched fucking fists.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Maybe we can find if you want, maybe we can find a way to fix things eventually if you don't want this, unless you do want this.
Give me an insight check with advantage.
Ooh. Insight check, that is 24.
The moment where you say, we think we can find a way to change this, basically, there is with a 24, Jesus Christ, you see two emotions back to back. Number one, you see a flash in Rahi's eyes that's like almost, or like her like Stormcloud eyes, that's like almost comical, like the way that her like cheeks kind of clenched like a crow's feet, where it almost looks like you just told her a joke, where she doesn't think that's possible. But with a 24, there's a, like, the way that it's like a momentary softening just of her facial expressions. There is, with a 24, there's nothing more that she wants in the world than to feel other things besides anger. And it's gotten to the point where she just doesn't think it's possible.
We're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, don't worry. I want to help you. I know the rest of us want to help you as well.
2 19s from maturity check from Rahi. She's not going to lash out because she's angry. She says... She looks at you. Charlotte said the same thing. And I know that you're a different person now. I get that. I've made my peace with it. It makes me happy that you're saying it again.
Of course. Of course. And I mean it. I want you to know that I mean it. For real. But other news, we don't have to talk about this if you don't want. Don't give me that face. You were showing me how the crew scrubs the deck. How do I scrub a deck?
That she like almost like looks around. She's like, "That's what you want to learn from me?
I want to learn everything.
How
everything.
to touch water properly."
I want to learn everything. I want to know how you upkeep the ship, how you keep people in line, how the crew does things. All I've really helped with is steering the ship and blowing wind into the sails to go faster.
Rahi kind of turns, and in staunch opposition to what the Duke told all of last episode, Rahi kind of like begins like walking the deck. Her crew, all incredibly burly brawlers, ready to kind of like jump a ship, board it, and just beat the shit out of everybody on board. As she kind of like walks the grounds, everyone kind of, it's everyone like very friendly, but it's almost like a boxing gym friendly, where they're all kind of like hard-handed, kind of like knocking on each other, like, you know what I mean? And as Rahi's walking by, she goes, "It's all about strength. If you are weak for even a second, faith in you can crack, and cracks lead to crumbling. A crumbling of leadership, there can be mutinies, you can be voted out. It is strength every day, as long as eyes are on you."
Mental or physical strength?
Both immediately.
I like lift my arms up, and I'm not like the strongest person. I have a -1 strength. I go, Rahi, I don't know if physical strength is really on my side.
She kind of like holds up, like she like grabs your arm and kind of like holds it up, and she like smacks your tricep, and it like moves back and forth, and she goes, "You're not scrubbing any decks today."
Why not?
Because we're doing barrel throws to fix those weak-ass arms of yours. Have you fought with a sword at all since you woke up?
No, but Mud mentioned that there's a katana store, and I'm thinking of getting one.
A katana store?
Yeah, Gangplank.
No, you're gonna get a double-handed great axe that weighs 60 pounds, and we're not leaving the captain's quarters until you're proficient with it on the character sheet.
Can I just say this is the most...
break the fourth wall? Or the fourth...
Can I... Please, can I just say this is the most lesbian thing I've ever heard of in my entire life?
Why do you want to go to the katana store? They have guns.
I'm gonna get both.
A katana gun? What the hell does that look like?
I'm getting a gun and a katana. Gun to kill people with, and then the katana to slash the head off afterwards for flair.
God, that's so hot. How do you think
roll?
of such things?
Oh my god. Alright, but you gotta teach me how to lift this 60-pound sword, because I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I don't think I can do it.
Jackson! Your axe right now! And like this like burly fucking like human guy, no neck, he's just shoulders. He comes over and he goes, "Here you go, boss." He hands over to Rahi. Rahi puts it in her hands. Give me a quick athletics check.
Yeah, why not? Not bad. This is 16.
With a 16, you're able to hold it. You're able to. This thing is made for people who do nothing but lift and work in riggings all day. As you're able to and hold it up like Thundercats, as like you hold it up over your head. And Rahi goes, "Excellent. We're gonna do that for the next 2 days, uninterrupted."
Rahi, I just had the night shift. I need to sleep in a few hours.
What did I say about strength at all times?
okay. And her is completely drenched in sweat already, and like her hands are shaking. as
They
she
call
holds it.
rain nature's bath. You're gonna be fine.
Wait, question. How is Rahi, like, handling her shit in the rain?
We're not gonna talk about it, Mud. I can hear you over there.
I'm just
Different.
curious.
Not only is the fury here, but also I'm getting wet. And I hate getting wet because I go blind.
Angered cat activated.
Exactly. And
How many fingers am I holding right now?
Fuck you. 2 words. All right. And with that, we're going to cut away from the Cat 5. Is there any other conversations that wish to be had?
I'm just gonna go around the ship, just doing morale checks. Like, she'll go up to him, and thank him for basically sitting with our ship, every time we dock. She's gonna go up to Temperance and, like, give him some, scritches, and just check-ins with her and Mud that she was doing earlier.
Oh, shit. Hold on. I gotta make a check real
Hey,
quick.
Olive. Hey, Olive. What about the plasmoid?
You guys
at
still have the
bottom of
plasma.
our
You guys have the plasma.
Hey, Olive.
Please let me go. The dog keeps licking me. I think he's getting immune.
I thought him was going to release him.
No, you apparently, him has been having conversations with me. You apparently had a heart attack, and then he ripped off his shirt, and then he's been keeping me in the hold.
All right. All right. I'm sorry. We'll let you.
How far can you swim?
I'm a plasmoid. I'm basically made of liquid.
Okay, so like if we say 1,000 miles back to the Arbor, can you do that?
Pardon
Is
me,
that how far
where
we are,
are
or
we
no?
right now?
Oh!
We're sailing towards Eastern Water, so it's actually great timing that you reminded us of your existence.
Eastern waters?
Don't worry, we're not going to do anything malicious.
Untoward.
The sugar gang's gonna
Untowards.
eat me out here.
You said you were basically made of liquid. You can swim back home.
Why are they gonna eat you?
Because they eat anybody they come across.
Oh.
Her comes
Hey,
in. Her comes in like slashing her palms and her fists together like Rahi taught her. It's like, listen here, bud. You're either swimming back or we're keeping you here. What do you want?
part of the crew!
Well, I mean, it is pretty common for pirates to kidnap people and make them part of the crew. And
Do you want to be part of our crew?
No, this is not a willing position, but I will say that given I am on your ship and in waters that are very hostile, I guess I can make myself useful.
Can I craft him a seaweed flower crown?
Yeah.
Here you go!
Yeah. Thank you.
here's
So
your good
just to be
berry.
clear, I'm not a slave, but I can't leave.
I
Well,
mean,
you
you
can.
can.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be here, so we can let you go.
I mean, but like
Yeah.
if I do leave, there's a good chance I'm not making it back to the well.
Can I write well, the paper won't survive in the water.
It won't survive him. It'll just destroy in his hands.
Hey, that's just been your luck lately.
Here's the
Yeah.
plan. Here's the plan. I'm gonna.
No. You're not in the position to be making plans. We're going.
What's your proposal?
What? I mean, what do you guys want me to do? Am I gonna stay on the ship or start swimming?
You've been here long enough. I think it's time you start swimming.
Okay. Well, fuck each and every one of you.
Aww.
And not all that. You guys kidnapped me.
We kidnapped him, Mud.
It's just, I feel like over this week, we've been getting to know each other a whole lot.
Let me
Not
make it very
him.
clear here. We are not friends.
We forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been the Goliath guy with the ripped and sewn shirt. That's it.
All right. Well, what was your name again?
Who the fuck cares?
Exactly. Goodbye.
And he sinks in between the boards, and he's gone. And he is fully gone. There goes Glup. Goodbye, Glup. You were very useful. Also, him comes over and goes, I just want to ask everybody very quickly, I heard Rahi yelling from 2 miles away. Is everything going okay over there?
Just
When?
now, or
No, I mean just like when I like something about axes and how many fingers am I holding up? Is everything going okay?
We don't gotta talk about it. Here.
Okay, understood. Well, we will make heading 45 miles out towards Gangplank Crossing. We should be there by the evening.
Sounds good. Thank you, him.
Anytime.
Thank you, him.
And Olive, I appreciate all the kind words. Thank you.
Of course, you are a valued member on the ship.
And with that, as Temperance is curled up to avoid the thunder, him heads out
Aw.
to go to the helm. Ongo remains hip-cocked, thumb in belt, leaning up against the main mast. Each of you are able to assume your pirating duties as you sail to the Molar Isles to begin your journeys in eastern waters. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yee!
Ladies and gentlemen, we all having a good time.
Yeah!
Yes, and yes. Darby will be back next session after Misadventures Cowrie Part 1 this Thursday. You're not going to want to miss it.
Excited. I will be, and I'll watch. I'll be seated.
Yes. And by the way, thank you all for your patience with my descriptions of Gangplank Crossing and everything. I know we're ending at like around 11 o'clock right now, but thank you. I do appreciate you guys letting me get that out. I definitely want to hear all about the role play, so I'm glad that we're able to work in tandem like that. Thank you, thank you.
We love story time.
We love story time.
Oh, it's so great.
You're gonna go to church. You're gonna go to the bridge. You're gonna go to the circus. It's gonna be a great little thing.
Just a regular
circus.
Sunday afternoon in the 1910s.
Yes.
Well, Father, I just bought a caramel for 1 penny. Son, I worked for. Oh,
You
God.
spent a penny on that? Are
Yeah.
you crazy?
That's rent for 3 years. Okay. All right. Well,
God.
and let's see if I got everybody. Thank you, Cass, and Red Samurai, and Jason, and McClover, and Darby, and Gab, and everybody else that's been in chat. We deeply, deeply appreciate it.
Wait, you forgot Moss and
I-
Kate.
Oh,
They're right here.
And
Moss,
everyone, and all of us.
and Kate, and of course, you guys played in the game.
Then
Yeah.
why'd you call me
Captain
out and not
too.
the two of them?
Because I just saw your name in the chat tonight.
It's
I
fine.
got
It's
nervous.
fine. I'm not actually in this game
Well,
anymore.
to all of the players and to all of the people in chat, we deeply, deeply appreciate it.
There
We
you
hope you all
go.
had a wonderful time.
Forgiven.
And get ready for next session. Get ready for bombastic action. Get ready for deep storytelling, new NPCs, new adventures in Eastern waters. So get excited for that. Much love, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you next time. See you on Thursday.
Good night.
Thursday! Carry day!